Welcome back, guys. I'm Jordan, and this is the 6th video in the CSC-251 Advanced Java Programming tutorial, and today I'll be discussing generics and annotations. The topics will include what are generics, why you should use them, exceptions and fine print, and some generic code examples. This will be followed by a segment on annotations, what they are, and some examples. So what are generics? Generics enable types to be parameters when defining classes, interfaces, and methods. You know how some classes have multiple constructors, one for each data type? This, among other things, is a better way of doing that. Why should we use generics? Having types as parameters has a number of useful consequences. First, bugs become more obvious at compilation because of the strong type checking, instead of having to fix them at runtime. It also reduces the need to cast between types. Despite having multiple types, a generic has only a single copy of code. And finally, it allows us to make general-purpose algorithms that can take more than one data type. There are some details you need to be aware of. In this sample of code you see here, the final line returns true even though you wouldn't expect it to. That's because all generic classes have the same runtime class. So getClass between two generics, even of different types, will return true. Relationships are also different for generic classes. As you see here, testClassInteger is not a subclass of testClassNumber, even though integer is a subclass of number. Let's take a look at a small generic function, in this case, printArray. Note the brackets E between static and void. That's a sign of a generic function. To understand why this shows how useful generics are, look at the main method below. PrintArray will work on any array type. I didn't have to specify different code for each type that could be passed, whether it's int, double, character, etc. This single little function will work for all those types and more. Let's run it and you can see it in action. And there we go. PrintArray was able to print an array of type int, double, and character with just this bit of code up here. Next, we're moving on to annotations. What are they? They're a form of metadata found in Java class files. They provide information about a program, but don't cause any active change in how it runs. Annotations use the @ symbol followed by the annotation's name. A common one or two you've probably seen before are override and suppress warnings. Note that if there are no elements or parameters, parentheses are not needed. You can also have more than one annotation per declaration. There's no limit. To review what I've gone over today, I've discussed generics, why you should use them, and some generic code samples. We then finished up by going over annotations, what they are, and some examples. My next video will be on the basics of threading, so until then, thanks for watching.